So throw your hands up and fill the next cup. Let's get this started again, 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 again. Me and my whole crew, we live with no rules. Let's get this started again, again. So if you feel like me too, there's only one thing to do. Let's go. Pay down, call the taxi cab. Got a case in the fridge and a bottle at the crib. Let's all get twisted, double fisting, drink up, no resisting. Let's get this started again. Let's get this started again. Let's get this started again.
Hey, what's up everyone, it's your boy, LS Racing 42, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to Daytona International Speedway for duel number 1 of the Powerade Duels as we continue Daytona Powerade Speed Weeks. Last weekend it was qualifying, and now here tonight we have a pair of 12 lap duels. And at the end of the night, we will know the official starting lineup for the second annual Daytona 500 on Sunday morning / afternoon. How this will work is plain and simple. For 19 of these drivers, they are just wanting to finish as high as possible and start as high as possible for the Daytona 500. But for Ben Crouch in that number 37 machine, all he has to do is avoid the big one and does not get any damage, and he will start on the pole for season number 2 of the Daytona 500. But if he is involved, and if it is too damaged enough where they have to go to a backup car, he will go to the rear of the field. He will not start on the pole for the Daytona 500. Hopefully that does not happen, but what normally happens in the duels is that one duel is always calm and one duel is always chaos. So we'll do 1 be chaos, or we'll do 2 be chaos. There's only one way to find out. Here is the top 10 starting positions for Powerade Duel number 1. On the pole is Ben Crouch alongside Steven Thompson. Then, row 2, we have a pair of Hendrick Motorsports teammates, Andrew Miller and Christian Vargas. Row number 3, we have Roger Ray and Noah Clifton. Row number 4, we have Nathan Stapleton and Luke Rainey. And rounding out the top 10, we have Eli Bryant and Wyatt Walker. It's going to be a fairly fun night. 2 12-lap races. Who will start on the front row officially? Who will start in the second row based off of winning the duels? And who will make up 5th through 40th? It's that time of year again. It's almost here. We have one more thing to do for the Red Bull Cup Series till the Daytona 500, and that is the Powerade Duels. Let's get Powerade Duel number 1 underway at Daytona.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the engines have been fired here at Daytona, and all 20 cars will get rolling and fired up for Powerade Duel number 1. No pit stops, just 12 straight laps of racing. But what these guys cannot afford is for the big one to strike and 4 wide to happen. Hopefully we don't see any 4 wides here tonight, but it's bound to happen. We saw it in the crash last weekend. Somehow they did not crash, but I have a funny feeling tonight that if we see 4 wide, we are not surviving here tonight. So it's Crouch, Thompson, Miller, Vargas, Way, Clifton, Stapleton, Rainey, Bright, and Wyatt Walker, Keyshawn Richardson, and Christian Russell, and then Carter Friesen and Angel O'Vera, and then Bobby Friesen, Madison Tall, Zachary DeLello, and Lily Hagan, and rounding out the 20 car field is Nathan Faden and Colton Yo. This duel will decide the inside lane for the Daytona 500 on Sunday. But who will start third in the Daytona 500? Will Ben Crouch even be able to make it to Sunday and start on the pole for the Daytona 500? Here we go. Ben Crouch and Stephen Thompson, a veteran and a rookie. The Powerade Duel #1 is underway at Daytona. Ben Crouch will lead lap #1, and the whole field stays like it was when we went green 1 lap ago. Double file throughout the entire field of 20 here at Daytona. Ben Crouch led lap #1. Miller trying to peek down to the inside, but thinks better of it. Eli Bright way back there, middle of the pack, I should say. Makes it 3 wide, and now 3 wide here about 2 laps in here at Daytona. And I believe Ben Crouch led lap #2, and he did barely. Here comes Andrew Miller now, trying to make 3 wide, but he can't. Never mind, yes he will. He has help from Eli Bright and the 19F Carter Friesen. A lot of veterans are leading this inside lane. We have Miller, Bright, Friesen, DeLello, and Faden. 5 veterans leading this inside lane here at Daytona. Miller will not lead this lap. Stephen Thompson will lead his first ever lap in the Red Bull Cup Series. Sure, it's not points paying, but still first ever lap for Stephen Thompson here in duel #1. But he's only going to leave 1 lap for now, because now Miller will take the race lead away. Miller will take the race lead away, but Crouch has help from Roger, and he is still trying to get by those two on the high side, but Miller can't get by quite yet. Lap 5 of 12. Nathan Faden picking to the inside of DeLello was thinking about 4 wide. Think about 4 wide again right there. Oh jeez, Eli Bright making it 4 wide. And they save it. No they don't. Ben Crouch goes around. Eli Bright is involved. DeLello, Faden, Crouch is upside down. Madison Tall, big hit. Focus. Fraser. Alvera, Stapleton, and the big hit is for Ben Crouch in the number 37. Lots of cars involved, but more importantly, Ben Crouch has to go to a backup car and will not start on the pole for the Daytona 500. Wow. Miller led the race back to the line. And we might only have 7 cars left. And there's not that many cars without any damage. The 6 looks to be okay. Actually, no, it is not. Lots of cars with damage. The huge one strikes here at Daytona at the halfway point. Zachary Duel with damage. Stephen Thompson with some damage. Christian Russell has damage. The 18 is destroyed. The 32 is destroyed. Stapleton got a little piece of it as well. Eli Bright's destroyed. Ben Crouch is just limping his car back onto pit road. He's in heartbreak right now. He went upside down too. Crazy of how things shake up. 1 week you win the pole for the 500, and then the next, on Thursday, for the Duels, you crash in the big one, and you will not start on the pole for the Daytona 500. That sucks. Especially when you flip upside down in the process. So with that being said, let's see if what happened that brought out the first caution of the season for season number 2 of the TLN Red Bull Cup Series for the Powerade Duel number 1 at Daytona. Here we go, this is what happened. They were 3 wide going into turn 3, but then in the middle of the turn, Eli Bright in the 3 car made it 4 wide. I thought they were going to save it. They saved it once with Miller and Crouch, but 4 wide does not work, especially off of 4. And just nowhere to go. Crouch gets turned by Stephen Thompson, and then Way ends up turning Eli Bright nowhere to go. And then the 13, big hit from Bright to DeLetto. And then the 24 goes sliding, big hit from Tall to the 37, sends the 37 of Crouch upside down. And then the Ultra Blade's nowhere to go. When the 3 comes back up the track, the 6 car involved. The 31's involved, the 14 got a piece of it. And then nowhere to go, big hit again for Eli Bright. Nowhere to go for Aston Tall again. And then when the 24 slides back up the racetrack, 14 just gets by. But then Ultra Blades for the 2 and the 18. And for the 32 as well. Chaos has happened here at Daytona, and I say half of the field, if not more, has some kind of damage here in the big one at Daytona. Following with the number 24 of Christian Vargas. And now on board with the number 37 of Ben Crouch. Here we go, our final replay on board with the number 3 of Eli Bright. Here we go, welcome back here at Daytona, and the cars that are out from the huge one are Zachary DeLetto, the 32 of Bobby Freezer, Eli Bright, Mazental, and the big one, Ben Crouch, and the number 37. Here we go, back green, with 3 laps to go, and Duel number 1 for Duel number 1 at Daytona, I should say. There's a lot of damage because the 18 has no back bumper or no hood. He's definitely having a backup car, so that's another one to add that will go to the back of the field. They should be able to fix the 2, so he should be fine. But tough break for everyone involved. Over half the field got some kind of damage. And it's 4 veterans leading the field now. It's Miller, Friesen, Way, and Faden, the top 4. And then literally Hagen in the 43 is trying to make his way into the top 5. 2 laps to go at Daytona. And now with Ben Crouch being out, essentially, whoever wins this will start on the pole for the 500. If RJ Bishop DNFs in his duel. Here we go. White flag, final lap and duel number 1 here at Daytona. Friesen to the inside of Miller. But here comes rookie Larry Hagen from help from Keyshawn Richardson in the number 31. But they back out of it. It's going to come down to Friesen and Miller. Friesen with help on the inside, but so does Miller. And at the line, Andrew Miller will win Powerade Duel number 1 here at Daytona. And potentially, depending on how this all plays out, he might, just might, still on the pole for the Daytona 500 now. Wow. Wow. Great job from Andrew Miller here in duel number 1. He avoided the 4-wide carnage. He was in the middle of that too. And just imagine if he just turned to the right just a little bit more, he would have been collected in it as well. But luckily for him, he was not. And Andrew Miller wins duel number 1 here at Daytona. Carter Friesen in 2nd, Faden in 3rd, Hagen in 4th, Clifton in 5th, Richardson in 6th, Wyatt Walker in 7th, Rajaway in 8th, Colton in 9th, Nathan Stapleton in 10th, Stephen Thompson in 11th, Olvera in 12th, Vargas in 13th, McQueen in 14th, Russell in 15th, Delano in 16th, Fraser in 17th, Bright in 18th, Crouch in 19th, that hurts from a ton, and Madison Hall in 20th. Delano, Fraser, Bright, Crouch, and Tall, and Olvera, he is destroyed as well. He will also have a backup car. Those drivers will have a backup car for the Daytona 500 on Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching duel number 1. Congratulations to Andrew Miller for getting the win. His burnouts, along with duel number 2 winners burnouts, will happen at the end of the video entirely. So, with that being said, congratulations to Andrew Miller for winning duel number 1. And I will be right back in a few moments for duel number 2 at Daytona. Hey, what's up everyone, it's your boy NS Racing 42, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and we are back here for Powerade Duel number 2 here at Daytona. Just a few short moments ago we saw a wild duel number 1, and we saw the big one strike. What will happen here in duel number 2, that will determine the outside lane for the Daytona 500. We just have to wait and see 20 drivers once again. And this field is a little bit more big time, if that makes sense. A lot more big names in this field. In duel number 2, we have William Block, John Andrews, Patrick Smith, Yepez, Davison, Josephine O'Neill, Benny Watson's development driver, Adam Garcia, who won the Indy 150, the Indianapolis 150 last year. We have Trey Wright, and we have Sebastian Kukulon, Quentin Moore, who won the Clash last week, and we have Travis Frampton. So lots of big names here in the second duel of the night, and it's the last duel of the night, and the last time you will see these Red Bull Cup Series cars until Sunday morning for the Daytona 500. So, with that being said, here is the top 10 starting lineup for duel number 2. On the pole is R.J. Bishop, and alongside him is William Block. Row 2 is John Andrews and season number 1 champion Patrick Smith. Row number 3 we have Josh South and James Allison. Row 4 we have Diego Yepez and Chris Salvek. And rounding out the top 10 is Mark Davison and the 38 of Josephine O'Neill here at Daytona. Andrew Miller, a veteran, was able to win duel number 1. Will a veteran win duel number 2, or a rookie win duel number 2? Will this duel be calm, or will this be just as crazy and have a big one just like duel number 1? Let's see what happens here in duel number 2 at Daytona. Let's go.
Drivers, start your engines!
And all 20 drivers will get rolling off here at Daytona for duel number 2, the second Powerade duel of the night and the last one of the night as well. No pit stops as usual on super speedways. It's gonna be very interesting to see of what happens here in duel number 2. We saw the big one strike about halfway through in the 12 lap stint. Will we see the big one happen early or the middle, just like duel 1, or towards the back, or will we stay green the entire way in duel number 2? Here's the all 20 cars for duel number 2. We have R.J. Bishop, William Block, John Andrews, Patrick Smith, Josh South, James Ellison, Chris Salvet, and Diego Yepez, Mark Davison, Josephine O'Neill, Trey White, and Adam Garcia, Jose Mills, and Martin Kendall, Ace Garcia and Tyler Fink, Kuglon, and Hartford. And rounding out the 20 car field is the Powerade Clash winner, Quentin Moore, and Travis Frampton. Those are the 20 cars, and we are set to go racing here in duel number 2 for the Powerade duels. It's been a great Powerade Speed Week so far, and we are going to continue it right here, right now, with Powerade duel number 2. R.J. Bishop, and William Block leads the green. Powerade duel number 2 is on the way at Daytona. And Adam Garcia blows up right away. William Block led lap number 1, And the big story is that Adam Garcia blew up right as we went green. He did cross the line, so it's an official start. And Adam Garcia is going to have to go to the back of the field for the Daytona 500 because of a engine change. Tough break for that number 20 JGR team. Josh South, the rookie, now out front, trying to lead his first ever Red Bull Cup Series race. Trying to lead his first ever lap and his first ever race in the duel. Whoa, Mark Davison! Mark Davison now has a mechanical issue. What's going on? The 20 and the 99 both have mechanical issues. The 20 car just blew up. Now Mark Davison is slow on the backstretch with a mechanical issue. What is going on? Oh yeah. Meanwhile, RJ Bishop trying to take the race lead away from South, and we are mostly double file here at Daytona. South with a huge push from his mate and veteran William Block. But Yepes is pushing rookie RJ Bishop. I'm sorry. That outside lane, Hendrick Motorsports is looking awfully strong with those top two on the outside lane. I don't know what the problem is for Mark Davison. It looks like he might get back out on track. And he will, so he won't have to start from the leader, but he's gonna start towards the deep in the field anyway. Tough break for Mark Davison. Anyway, lap 5 here at Daytona. South still is out front. He keeps on getting such a great push down the backstretch thanks to his teammate William Block on that 88 machine. But will this time not work on the outside lane? No, South will lead yet another lap here at Daytona in duel number 2. These guys being fairly calm here in this one, and that's what I like. You don't need to crash in the duels. You don't need to crash in both duels. That's for sure. Bishop is trying to get this inside lane to work. He's not going to lead this lap. South leads it again. But now a third lane has formed thanks to veteran Ace Garcia and that number 23. And he's bringing Kukon and Hartford with him. Past halfway in Powerade duel number 2. Here comes Ace Garcia to the inside. Never mind, he backs out of it, plays it smart. Juan Kendall thought about making it full wide in the very back half of this pack, but thinks better of it. 5 laps to go here in duel number 2. Here comes Ace Garcia to the inside. The only driver I do believe that is returning to the same line of what they drove in season number 1. He's looking to the inside. He knows how to get it done here at Daytona. He pushed his teammate to the win last season in a 1-lap shootout here at Daytona of Patrick Smith. So he knows how to get it done and to help out his teammate. But this year he doesn't have any teammates, so he's gonna have to go for broke if he wants to win. 4 laps to go here at Daytona. And Sebastian Kukulon now trying to lead this inside lane by Ace Garcia and South, but South with a huge one up top. Tries to block the 23 of Garcia, but can't get it done. And it was a valve on the 20 machine, and that means Adam Garcia will have to go to the back of the field with a engine change for the 500. 3 laps to go here at Daytona. Ace Garcia is out front. Can he hold off Kukulon in the number 34? Most likely not, because here he comes with a big one of speed, a big speed boost. And here comes Kukulon to the inside. Crampton thought about making it 4 wide. 2 laps to go at Daytona. These guys starting to get antsy now. It's only 2 laps left. You're in duel number 2. Here comes Matthew Hartford, rookie Matthew Hartford now out front. And it's 3 rookies in a row. Jose Mills, Matthew Hartford, and Ryan Kendall. Here comes Mills to the inside now. From help from Ryan Kendall and Travis Crampton, 3 fours in a row. Here comes Ryan Kendall. Here we go, final lap. White flag is in there for Powerade Duel number 2. Here comes Travis Crampton though, from Chris Salvek. Watch out for Crampton. And it's number 22 for Penske Racing. He had the slowest time in qualifying, but qualifying does not matter. Because here he comes to the inside of Ryan Kendall. Big one for Travis Crampton. And thanks to Chris Salvek with the last lap pass, Travis Crampton will win Powerade Duel number 2 at Daytona in a photo finish with Chris Salvek. Travis Crampton, one of the veterans this season, gets it done here at Daytona in Duel number 2. Amazing job for that kid. Second season, he sucked last season. He had bad luck. Moves over to one of the stronger teams in the series, Team Penske, and he will get it done in Powerade Duel number 2. Travis Crampton gets it done. Chris Salvek in second. Ryan Kendall in third. Josephine O'Neill in fourth. Kukulon in fifth. Mills in sixth. Fink in seventh. Hartford in eighth. Bishop in ninth. Trey White in 10th. Ace Garcia in 11th. Yepes in 12th. Moore in 13th. South in 14th. Brock in 15th. Melson in 16th. Andrews in 17th. And defending champion Patrick Smith finished 18th. Going to start deep in the field in the 500. But from what we saw here tonight, Travis Crampton started 20th out of everyone. And what did he do with the last lap pass? He wins Duel number 2. So it does not matter if you start deep in the field. And then Mark Davidson, with a mechanical issue or loose tire or something at bottom on pit road, he finished 19th, 1 lap down. And then the heartbreaker of the night, well, the heartbreaker of Duel number 2, Adam Garcia blew up right at the start as we saw Jose Mills rookie go by Travis Crampton and gave the thumbs up. Congratulating his alliance teammate of the number 22 of Travis Crampton. And that is his first Red Bull Cup Series win, and I think his first ever win on my channel as well. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching here tonight for both Powerade Duels. It was a crazy night and an awesome night here at Daytona. And we won't see these Red Bull Cup Series cars once again until Sunday, the Daytona 500, season number 2. We will be able to punch the ticket into season number 2 of the Red Bull Cup Series chase and be able to win with the first points paying race of season number 2. So one way to find out, and that's on Sunday morning here at Daytona International Speedway. The burnouts are coming up next for Duel 1 winner Andy Miller and Duel 2 winner Travis Swampton, and the official starting lineup for the Daytona 500 will come up at the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Travis Swampton for winning Duel number 2, and congratulations to Andy Miller for winning Duel number 1. Thank you guys so much for watching here tonight. It's been a long night here at Daytona, and I'm ready to go to my hotel and catch some speed and get some sleep. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm MS Racing 42, aka Nathan Stapleton, and I will see you guys tomorrow for race number 1 of the NSRL Offical Racing Series here at Daytona. See you guys then. Bye.
Me and my whole crew.